Thank you very much. I'm Mayor Patrick Therrien. This is the RM of Springfield meeting agenda for September the 16th of 2025. Start is exactly 6 p.m. Present are all councillors. Councillor Miller is in the States and he's on Zoom, and we verified that he can understand and listen in. I'll identify the councillors, Deputy Mayor Glenn Fuel, Councillor Kuczynski, Councillor Warren, and again, Councillor Miller is present but not in the chambers. Let's call into order. I'll do land acknowledgement there. Land acknowledgement. The RM of Springfield acknowledges that we are gathered on ancestral lands, Treaty 1 territory, traditional territory of Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji Cree, Dakota, Dene's people, and on the national homeland of the Red River Métis. Then we're going to go to number 4, and that's approval of the agenda. I get a mover and a seconder for that, please. Melinda and Glenn. Any additions, Councillor Kuczynski?
Thank you, Mayor. I get phone call from my resident that I represent from a resident of Springfield, Mr. Giesbrecht, and he said he was denied delegation for tonight's meeting. And can please explain to the council and residents of this municipality how that happened and why that happened?
I'll start it off, and I'll allow the CEO to get the historical nature of it there. I think that should be come out. Mr. Giesbrecht, Edwin Giesbrecht, had sent an email to all the council there and had asked that his delegation be accepted there. It was in the form of an email. It was rather long, and I advised. I was on holidays in west of here. And I advised him there that it doesn't meet the procedural bylaw by just doing the form up. The form is rather simple, and there was a lot of time spent on his email. So I essentially left it at that. I had one more contact with Mr. Giesbrecht when he made a comment with regards to our CEO, and I felt that it was rather rude. And I acknowledged the email and basically said what I felt I had to explain. Further, this is going to the Ombudsman there. It's already been formally forwarded there, so this is not something that we should be discussing, but I'll allow our CEO to fill in the blanks.
So delegation wasn't denied. I've requested that the presentation material be provided to me for attaching to the agenda as per our procedural bylaw. So once that information is received, then we can schedule as delegation at a later meeting.
And what information Mr. Giesbrecht supposed to present it to council or to CEO? And
so they provide a topic and scope of the presentation, and their presentation material should be provided to council in advance of the meeting.
So did council receiving those information from every resident who want to be presented for their delegation?
So every delegation has an attachment on what they're going to speak about, just so council has a general idea of what the presentation is about.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? And I see none. Then can I get a show of hands of those in support of the approval of the agenda? That'll be Councillors Mark. That's unanimous and so carried. Then we'll go to adoption of the minutes, please. Mover and a seconder, please. Therrien and Warren. Any questions, additions to the council minutes of September 2nd? Councillor Kuczynski.
Thank you, Mayor. I get this from, I guess, Mr. Giesbrecht, and he sent it to me, and he stated, my constituents had requested an investigation under council conduct for the conduct of becoming an elected official, especially related to the obstruction of the delegation by the mayor. Materials will to follow.
Sorry, we're on minutes.
Yes. So he want to put this in the minutes of the meeting happening today.
No, we can't allow that for the minutes. I've never seen it there. It's something that we can see after, but it doesn't go as minutes. If he wants to put it on Facebook or something, then fill your boots. No, it's not a matter of record. This isn't. No, it's not.
Okay, this is for the record that was stated, and my residents who I represent presented to me. So I speak to the council and to the residents, and if decision going to be made, it's going to put on the minutes or not.
Okay,
Deputy Mayor.
We're approving the minutes of the last meeting, not minutes of this meeting. So I don't know, that doesn't really qualify under the minutes of the last meeting. Well,
No.
to me, we're approving the minutes of the last meeting.
No, it hasn't been read. Absolutely, it has not. No, we get all your emails. We get all your emails. So this you want to submit? No, we can deal with this later. But we're just talking about the minutes for September the 2nd. Simply September the 2nd. Okay, you are being disruptive. Okay, we're not going back and forth here.
Mr. Giesbrecht, it was already presented. It's end of the story. So Mayor have the voice now, and whatever he say, it's gonna happen. But already what you asked me to do, it's done, and we have to proceed with the meeting.
But it hasn't been entered, Andy. It can't be entered. I haven't seen it, so we can't just enter something like that.
It's.
But this is for the minutes for September 2nd.
I understand, and Mr. Giesbrecht, everybody understand. I presented what resident asked me. Whatever gonna happen from now on, it's up to the council or who's ever gonna make the decision. Whatever I presented to the council.
Okay,
and the
as
resident.
long as we understand that it's not going to be entered as minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, another warning. Second warning. That's it. Okay, Edwin. So adoption of the minutes for September 2nd of 2025. Going to get a show of hands. Those in support. That is unanimous and so carried. Delegation at 6:15. No, you can't. You're no.
Council has the authority. My delegations were redacted from the agenda. You are but one vote in council. 11.4. I am
No.
All
You are not. This is your third warning. The next time. You got no.
Are you denying me my procedural rights?
I'm not recognizing you at all.
You're not recognizing your
No.
procedural bylaw.
I will press the button and have the RCMP down here, taking you out of here and charge for trespassing. Keep it up. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Exercising my procedural
No, you
rights.
can't. You can't. You've already done this already. We've already done this. Yes, we have.
No, we
Sit down, sir. I'll call the RCMP to have you removed.
So now you are threatened and
No,
harassing and
please
intimidating.
call the RCMP.
Do it. In
Yes.
fact, you know what? Tell them I'm coming out to their office right now.
Okay,
Tell
then
them I'm on my way.
go down there. I'm not going to tell them anything. You just go down there.
You phone them and you tell your old buddies I'm on my way.
No, I'm not phoning. Feel free. Okay. No. Just let the record show that Mr. Giesbrecht has left and he's on his way, he says, to the RCMP office. I'm not making any phone calls. Sorry about that, Megan. Are you ready to go a little bit early? Okay. At 6:15, is council good with going a little bit early?
Yeah.
Okay, I see a consensus on that. So whenever you're ready there, Megan. Do you know how much time you have, Megan?
I do not.
Okay, you got
Like how much time do I have? I'm not in a rush.
45 minutes.
Oh, I get 45.
No, I'm just kidding you. 10 minutes.
10 minutes. You guys are terrible. Make me work for it. All right.
I saw you're pretty shy there, Megan, but
I was already telling everybody that I was nervous to come in here. I don't know, I talk to you all the time, but to speak in front of everybody is different, I guess. Did everybody get this document? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Did you want me to summarize the document first and then we can discuss, or just go into questions?
it's up to you, but we've all read it there,
Yeah.
so.
So like the long and the short of it, the actual changes that will be implemented are when someone calls us saying that they have a cat, it's not as direct, yes, we'll come pick it up. So what is the history of this cat? What is the temperament, etc.? We check and see if we can adopt it out first, and then analyze our space and resources for that animal as well at the time. So like we were talking about, this season is cat season. Everybody's getting worried that the cold is coming, so they're all coming in. So at this time of season, like, we are packed, and then we end up having to euthanize a lot of animals, and so on. So we're just trying to find a better way to deal with this situation. So that'll be the biggest thing for the public. What we're trying to say is, you're already spending this money paying us to hold the animals and then lots of times euthanize them. So we're just saying, let's redirect those funds into a TNR kind of program where the RM handles the bulk of the cost of the vetting the animal, spay or neuter. The resident pitches in whatever the difference is, and then that animal goes back to wherever it was, rather than eliminating the animal. So that's the gist of it. Did you guys have any questions or concerns or anything? Yeah.
I was just wondering, how long before the animal, and in this case the animal is a cat, euthanized before it is euthanized?
So the first thing is, does the animal have ID? So if it does, it's considered an owned animal. So by your bylaw, we need to hold it for 7 days. Okay. So we post and make sure it's out to the public, allow the person, if there's ability to trace to an owner, we contact that owner, tell them they have it, tell them what the impound fee is, and allow them the opportunity to reclaim. If they don't do it by that time, then they become our animal after that. If it's a feral or an no ID animal, then our policy is to hold them for 3 days. We do have it worked out with the municipalities that a feral animal can be euthanized immediately for safety reasons, but we try to hold them for 3 days because an animal coming in could be a pet and just terrified because it was trapped or something, right? Or we don't know what it went through before. So we give it a day, usually a day, to decompress, and then we start trying to touch it and interact with it, and then determine if it's a safe animal or not.
Okay, now
So 3 days is usually.
How do you know the difference between a feral cat and just a regular cat that doesn't have a neck necklace?
A feral cat is basically like trying to handle a raccoon or a skunk. It's a wild animal. It's probably never had human interaction, and if it did, it was not good. So all of my scars are cat scars. I only have one dog scar.
Do we have a problem with feral cats in this RM?
Manitoba is, our rescues actually earlier this year tried to call for a state of emergency for the province, because we are so overrun, cats especially, but dogs too.
Yeah.
So it is a serious concern, and especially after COVID, every shelter is packed, and they're still trying to help us taking animals, but it is a concern. With the current process that we're doing, I don't think it's helping the situation. We're just prolonging it. So say you have a feral cat in your yard, I pick it up and remove it. They're territorial hunters. So now I'm going to remove that cat and probably put it down. A new one's going to step in, and we're just going to keep going. But if I fix it and put it back, that cat, that's their spot, and no cats are coming in. And eventually, over time, like, this is a huge problem that we're not going to fix overnight. But eventually, over time, if we can get us all doing the same things. This is not new. I did not invent this process. This is what the Humane Society is doing right now. Animal Services and Humane Society do this. This is happening. Like, we have rescues that just do TNR, and they're trying to help the situation just by that. I'm sure you guys know Veronica Walsh of Fixing Feral Felines. She does a ton of work with like this. So we're just trying to get in line with the rest of the bigger organizations that are doing these practices.
So what numbers we talk on excuse me, what numbers we talk on a yearly basis?
I actually did not bring statistics with me, but I could get that for you. But like right now I have 11 cats in right now, and 4 of them are feral. So that's 4 that are probably going to be put down.
So you mean maybe people just bring them to the counter and release them because they don't want to take care for them anymore?
So
or they run away?
Yeah, a common call that we'll get is I trapped a feral cat that's been bugging my animals or eating all my birds or whatever they're doing, pooping in their garden, lots of things. So lots of people have live traps. They just trap them, call us, and we have to go pick it up. Then we try and check for ID. We try and determine if it's feral or friendly, adoptable kind of thing, and then go from there.
Another thing, what area are you usually getting these cars? Closer to the city of Winnipeg or all over the municipality?
Everywhere. So we service 10 different municipalities, and this issue is everywhere.
Okay, thank you.
But I can get you some numbers so you can actually see. Yeah.
Any other questions from council? And I see none. Thank you very much, Megan. That's very informative.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Then if we can go to 7.1, please. That's bylaw 2514, indemnity bylaw, the first reading. Mover and a seconder, please. Councillors Fuel and Warren.
Be it resolved that first reading be given to bylaw number 25-14, being a bylaw of the RM of Springfield to establish the rates, taxable allowances, types, and conditions of payment to or on behalf of members of the Council of the RM of Springfield.
Any questions from council at all with regards to this? Councillor Miller and then Councillor Kuczynski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So my question would be to the CEO is what is the difference or what are the increases that are being scheduled or proposed?
So there's actually no increases being proposed. We've just updated the amount to what you are currently being paid based on the indemnity.
Okay, how do you mean? So there's no increase at all?
So there's council had agreed to a 2% per year increase. So we're just reflecting those 2% that have taken place on top of the basic indemnity. So now we're showing that updated 2% number.
Okay, so that's kind of what I was getting at. So it's a 2% increase. Well, I would absolutely like to opt out myself. I can't speak for other members of council, but I want to not accept that increase. I said to my voting constituents that I would not accept an increase right through the term, and I want to uphold that. And I don't believe that in these very challenging times, I think we as politicians, as leaders in the community, perhaps, that we ought to also show that we can maintain some level of fiscal responsibility. And so I won't accept it, and I would vote against this bylaw if there is that 2% increase. Thank you.
We had this discussion before, I believe, whenever we looked at this last time there. And if somebody's opting out, I'm not sure what our options were for that. I'll ask the CEO for that.
So in the previous bylaw, there was, we called it the cost of living increase, the COLA. I don't know why we refer it to the COLA because it's not really 2%. So we removed that clause, and I think that's the clause that included that a councillor can opt out of receiving the increase. So in the draft proposed, we've removed that clause to do with COLA. So council would have to decide whether you want to leave in that option for councillors to opt out.
Well, I think it's only fair, isn't it, members of council? I mean, others can take it, but if a certain member of council or a multiple member of council doesn't want to accept it, I think that's fair and reasonable. I don't think it impacts anything. I think it impacts obviously the ratepayers because, you know, certain members of council won't receive that. So I think that's a positive thing. So what I'm saying is there's no harm into leaving the opting out option.
Yeah, but the COLA is a different thing. Cost of living allowance, that's usually tied to the inflation rate, and that's typically higher than a 2%, well over 2%. So I guess what you're saying, Councillor Miller, is putting in something in there to say that councillors can opt out of the 2% increase every year.
Yeah, I think it's fairly simple. I know the CEO would have language for that, and it's totally appropriate. I think it's fair and just, and it it can be as worded as it was before. Just take out, like you say, the COLA part of it because it's not COLA, but allow the opting out. So if we can lean on the CEO to have the appropriate wording, I think it would be doable.
Okay, but there's two separate things there, right, Mark? One's cost of living, that's out, but the increased 2% having an opting out per councillor on that, right? Okay, is that something that we're able to do in the wording there, come the next reading?
Yep.
Okay, any other, I think Andy, you were next.
Thank you. I would suggest that I will not opt out, but my increase I will dedicate it to the food bank of this municipality. So whatever is 2%, so say that every month or quarterly we take that money and donate it to the food bank of Springfield.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the George Cuff training that we went through. And I think what's happening here is that council should be all paid the same. And if you want to take part of your indemnity or per diem and donate that to an organization, you're more than welcome to do that. And I think we should be all on the same playing field. Not, again, one councillor does this and one councillor does that. So I'm going to do some research on that and see if there's any other municipalities that actually do that. And I'll get back to you in this next coming up meeting. Thank you.
Okay.
I would say that we should lead, not follow other municipalities. You, Councillor Fuel, can research that, nothing wrong with that, but we should be the leaders in making the decisions. We don't have to follow anybody. Thank you.
I understand that, Councillor Kuczynski, but having looking at other RMs is always a good thing to see how that works there. So there's basically two options here: just opting out altogether, or sending it to a charity of your own choice. That's fine, but you could actually do that in any case. They're sending them a check, 2% of that increase every year. So and that's something you can make note of there. The opting out of the 2%, I think we have to have a uniform approach to it there, and that's something there that our CEO can do and do the research, as well as anybody can do the research. So that's you know, what Councillor Fuel is saying. You know, more information is good. I had something there. I just wanted to kind of make note. This is basically all derived from the arbitrator's findings there. Did I get that right?
Auditor General.
The Auditor General there, and just that the indemnity did not follow our policies for expenses and so on like that. I've always said that if we're traveling to some place there, you have to get paid for that. That is our time. We're having the mileage and so on like that. And I can't speak for council on that, but this is my opinion of that. It's just that our time is valuable, and you know, and God knows that we travel a lot there. We get our travel expenses, sure, but our costs, like I think the hourly wage has to be applied to that. I've always felt that's the case with the Auditor General. He's basically pointed out that the two bylaw and our policies didn't adhere. So that's kind of what that's what we're rectifying today. But I'm all for, we have to have travel expenses paid for. Our time is valuable. I could be with my grandkids and my kids and so on like that. And anybody here could be doing gardening and, doing whatever we like to do. So doing this stuff, we're doing it for the RM, we're doing it for our constituents. Nobody's saying that, but our time has to be paid for, and that's just my comment, not a question or anything else. Then I see if there's no more questions, and Councillor Kuczynski.
I would just ask the question, why took us so long to recognize that we have a problem here? Somebody else have to tell us, like we didn't know on our own to that. Because on the beginning when we started, we were charging for traveling time, and then CEO advised us, don't do it, because there was kind of problem. So we stopped charging for traveling time, and now we're coming back again, we're gonna charge for traveling time. I don't see any problem charging for traveling time, because, we're going someplace far away and takes a long time. So,
Yeah.
And, we should be compensated for that. And I think that's fair.
I agree.
Thank you.
And I guess we both agree on that. But the point is I guess sometimes you get your the bylaws and then the policies, and well, we've got lots and lots of that stuff there. So it's something that came up there, and I don't know who made the probe or asked for the probe there, and I thank him or her or whoever it was that did that and identified a problem with that. So now we're going to adhere and make sure the two policies adhere together. So it's a good thing. The system works. Any other questions, and we can vote on this once we get our third reading. Have we already read that?
I've read the resolution,
Okay.
correct?
With the resolution being read, can I get a show of hands of those in support of the first reading? That is Warren, Kuczynski, Fuel, and Therrien. Those opposed? That's Councillor Miller, and it's so passed. We'll go to a consent agenda there. If everybody's on board there, that'll be 9.1 through to 9.6 inclusive there. Any concerns with that? I see none. Then can I get a mover and a seconder to do that? Warren and Kuczynski.
Whereas a consent agenda has been submitted consisting of 6 items, be it resolved that the said consent agenda be received as information.
Thank you. With that resolution being read, can I get a show of hands to support? Unanimous, so carried. We'll get down to new business there. Manitoba growth, renewal, and opportunities for municipalities, 10.1. Mover and a seconder. Therrien and Warren.
Whereas applications are now open for the 25-26 Manitoba Growth, Renewal, and Opportunities for Municipalities program, the Manitoba Grow program, be it resolved that Council of the RM of Springfield approves the submission of the North Oakbank Road Renewal and Active Transportation Development Project to the program and commits to budgeting 50% of the project costs within the 2026 financial plan.
Thank you. Any questions from council with regard to this? Councillor Kuczynski.
So when we're gonna find out how much that program gonna cost municipality? I know we're gonna contribute 50% of it, but what would be the total cost?
So the project is estimated at $2 million. So we would get 50% hopefully through the grant. So 1 million would have to be budgeted for the project. The project includes Cypress Avenue and Balsam Crescent, a full road reconstruction with new raised concrete sidewalk, and includes Oakwood Road, active transportation path from 206 to Elm Drive. So that's the project.
Okay, and do they have a main water line on this project included or not? Because then if we do those roads, we cannot rip them again if we have to put the water lines.
No, that area does not have water at this time.
So how are we gonna manage that?
You just directional drill piping when the water is installed, so it wouldn't affect the road reconstruction at all.
They're just gonna go underground
Yeah.
with the pipe, main
Yeah.
pipes? Like how big are main pipes?
It would be a looping system, so it would connect to where it is in the newer development. So it would just loop down the road. It usually goes in the ditches, not underneath the roadway.
Yeah, because we don't want to have surprises and rip the new roads, because
No,
once we
no.
correct them, they be good for 50, 60 years. I'm gonna make note of that, so we're not gonna have surprises. Yeah. Thank you.
What areas are going to be fixed, did you say again?
So it's Cypress Avenue and Balsam Crescent. So those two would get a full road reconstruction with new raised concrete sidewalk. And then it would include an active transportation path from 206 to Elm.
Okay. Any other questions from council? I see no questions, and if we can get a show of hands of those in support of 10.1 Manitoba growth there. That is unanimous and so carried. 10.2, that's the council expense policy there. A mover and a seconder, please. That's Kuczynski and Fuel.
Be it resolved that the council expense policy be approved as presented.
Any questions from council at all? Discussions? I see none. And if I can get a show of hands of those in support of council expense policy. That is unanimous, so carried. Oh, I know it's late here, but I just wanted to throw it out there that Mrs. Nyland had asked for clarification that on her amendments there that we leaving the house to identify when the travel expenses occur or start.
Yeah, so we did receive comments from a resident. So as part of that, there was a question on the $10 that we do collect from council each month. So we clarified that that is to supplement the cost of meals provided for on-site meetings. So that addition was put in there to clarify that. The other point made and we added was compensation for travel time to and from under per diems. So
Right.
we included all authorized municipal business functions calculated from their normal place of residence or their point of departure, whichever results in a lesser distance to the destination.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. Councillor Kuczynski?
Thank you. It looks like we have changes made to our participation in council meetings or presenting for the comments from the residents. And in January 2025, it said will be becoming public documents and listed on municipal meeting agendas. As of September 2025, it says submissions are reviewed and considered as part of the decision-making process. Why did we change that, and what's the reason behind it?
Okay, I'll tell you what, Councillor Kuczynski, maybe we could put that in somewhere, but we're still in the middle of a vote for 10.2 council expense policies. Let's finish that vote out first, then we can bring that up.
Okay.
Okay, with the resolution being read for council expense policies, can I get a show of hands
Sorry.
of those in support?
I already have a vote on that. It was
On
carried
10.2?
5-0
Yeah.
on the council expense policy.
Oh, okay. Now this is,
This was about comments that Mrs. Nyland presented to the council.
that's the one that was embedded in 10.2?
Yes.
Okay,
Well, it doesn't say which one is it. It just says submit the comments in writing, Janet Nyland.
yeah.
So
But
there is,
it shows what her points were.
yeah.
And one of them was the travel compensation that was clarified in the indemnity bylaw, plus the $10 per month. That was a clarification. compensation versus claimable time. So the travel time, that was clarified in the indemnity one. Not our policy doesn't have to be in there. It's just that you can't get paid for travel. Then you go to the bylaw and shows what travel really
Okay.
is.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so that's so carried. Then what are we at here? 10.3. Can I get a mover and a seconder for 2025 nonprofit community grants, please? Fuel and Warren.
Be it resolved that the following nonprofit organizations and community service groups receive a grant for 2025 in the amount of Oakbank and District Community Club, $13,234, Cooks Creek Community Club, $15,784.09, Sunrise Lodge, $31,8847, Anolan District Museum, $1120.89, Anolan District Over 50 Club, $1861.27, Springfield Agricultural Society, $7,492, Springfield Taché Weed District, $841.78, Cooks Creek Heritage Museum, $23,1861, Society of Ivan Franco, $998.28, and Hazel Ridge Sports Complex, $77.79.53.
Questions from council? I see none. Can I get a show of hands? Those in support of 10.3? Unanimous. 10.4 Springfield Chamber of Commerce Awards Banquet. That's info only. There's no because we are on a planning meeting on that night, so there's no way we can make that in any case there. So for informational purposes only. Then if we can go to 10.5 AMM Fall Convention. Mover, seconder, please. Therrien and Warren.
Be it resolved that all of council be delegated to attend the AMM Fall Convention in Winnipeg, November 25th to 27th at their discretion.
All right, any questions, concerns with regards to that? I see none. Can I get a show of hands of those in support 10.5? That is unanimous, so carried. Watershed Conference 10.6, mover, seconder, please. Warren and Therrien.
Be it resolved that Council of the Arm of Springfield be delegated to attend the 2025 Manitoba Watershed Conference being held December 1st to 3rd at the Keystone Center in Brandon at their discretion.
With that being read, can I get a show of hands of those in support? Unanimous, so carried. 10.7, please. That's August financial statements. Mover, seconder. Warren and Therrien.
Be resolved that the financial statement for August 2025 be approved as presented.
Questions, concerns from council? I see none. Can I get a show?
I have one, yeah.
Okay.
I presented on the meeting of September 2nd and financial statement, and we have the AREC let me go there. Yeah. I don't have this, but yeah, I'm supposed to get the answer. Why are REC numbers getting increased? Yeah, it was right now this month. It's budgeted 1.6 million, and we spent it 5.25 million. And I'm supposed to get the answer for it.
Okay, so I did send an email to council, but I can state that in public just so the public knows. So under that Recreation and Cultural Services, that's where we put the Springfield Heritage Housing Incorporated expenses. But you should see in the revenue, those offset. So the RM has arranged with SHHI to pay its progress bills, and then we invoice SHHI to recover those funds. So that's the line that you're going to see those. So,
yeah, and what period of time by the time we spend the money and they pay us back? How much time it passed? So, because if we have that money in our bank account, we generate interest on it, and this way we're losing the interest to our ratepayers. So what time
Yes.
period before when we spend, when we pay, and then we recoup that money?
It's typically within the month.
So how much money we lose if we I don't know how much we pay, $1.5 million each month?
I don't know if we've calculated the interest, but I mean, it's the arrangement we've made and council's passed the resolution. So we pay the whole amount to Bird with the GST and PST. And then we invoice SHHI the full amount net the GST, and then we recover the GST back through CRA. But in regards to interest, I have not calculated that.
So they have mortgage, and why they don't withdraw the mortgage and prepay us so we don't lose any interest? They prepay us and we pay on their behalf.
So they are preparing to do the mortgage. It's not in place yet until some other conditions are met. So that's when council passed that 6,500,000 amount that we will pay up to that amount.
Oh, okay.
So we're paying only up to that.
Oh, okay.
And we're recovering. So, and then by the time that amount is paid, they should have their mortgage in place.
Okay. Really appreciate that answer.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, it's already been read. Can I get a show of hands of those in support of 10.7 August financial statement? That is unanimous, so carried. List of accounts 10.8, mover and a seconder. Kuczynski and Fuel.
Be it resolved that all accounts listed on the attached printout from check 163014 to 163155 totaling 3,513,470.79 and EFT 203 to 260 totaling 515,884.17 be approved for payment, as well as the following withdrawals. Western Financial 12,593.77, Petropass 103.53, Amelia 178.71, John Deere 26,146.86, RBC Visa 28,067.42, Manitoba Hydro 31,121.35, Volvo 20,898.98, and be it further resolved that August payroll in the amount of 492,175.36 be approved.
With the resolution being read, any questions? Kuczynski?
Yes, check number 163083. It's land solution, precision land solution, and 163084, resurfacing of Oakwood Road. Now, as I remember, we approve as a council only, I think, $300,000. Why the numbers went to 436 now? And then it's another $153,000 on Monumento Road.
So I would have to get back to you on the resolution for Oakwood Road. I don't recall that 300,000, so I'll have to look at the invoice to see what other works were done. But the Monumento would be coming out of their road surfacing budget. So.
Okay, I will appreciate that. Yeah.
Okay.
Make a note of it.
Any other questions? I see none.
Okay, I have some other things here. Yeah, Berkshire Hill gravel and stone, and they're charging us for gravel crushing $500,000. How many tons of gravel do they crushing for us? And where is that gravel located?
I don't know. I don't have the invoice in front of me. I don't know how much the amount was.
That's a huge amount of. I thought that for that kind of amount, we should move our crushing machine to that area and crush ourselves.
So we will continue to purchase as well as create our own gravel through crushing, but we can't keep up with the demand, plus creating a surplus for future years. So we will always be doing both.
Yeah, and I understand. Yeah, you know, we're not going to move equipment back and forth, but what percentage of gravel is in the gravel? When I travel our roads, I see there is no gravel. There is like a mud on the roads. When the dust abatement is there, it's nice, like I look like a concrete, shiny. But when the rain comes, that become a problem. So what can you find out how much it's gravel in the gravel roads, on our gravel roads? What, percentage we use to maybe mix with the clay or whatever they do. I will appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Oh, one more yet. I have two invoices from Thompson, Dwarfman, and Sweatman. What are the invoices for? It's check number 163-101 and 163-147. One is for $1,332.82. Another one is for $5,712.02.
163-102, you said?
163,
So the
101.
Yeah, 163-101. We had them working on that Dogwood Development Agreement amendments that council approved. And the other 163-147, there's a statement of claim that they are working on. We were dealing with some grievance matters through the union and just some general governance advice.
Okay. So it's union, yeah?
Portion of it is, yeah.
Well, what portion? How much percentage of it
I
for
don't
union?
know. I would have to look
Can
at
we
the
find out?
invoice.
Yeah, please.
I'm going about to say, you're going to have another question?
That's it. No, I'm done. Thank you.
Okay, the resolution's been read. Can I get a show of hands for 10.7 August financial statements, please? Those in support?
No, list of accounts, sorry.
Or list of accounts, sorry. Unanimous and carried. Let's go to 10.9, please. Support requests for development hospice care for terminally ill people in Interlake and Eastman regions. Mover, seconder. Therrien, fuel.
Be it resolved that Council of the RCMP of Springfield support the initiative made by Sheila Kaltenberger of Interlake Counseling to develop hospice care for terminally ill people in the Interlake and Eastman regions.
Everybody's read that. Any questions or concerns? I see none. Can I get a show of hands of those in support of 10.9? Barely see you there, Mark, but that's carried, unanimous. 10.10, please. Conflict resolution workshop for municipal professionals. Mover and seconder, please. Warren and fuel.
Be resolved that Council of the RCMP of Springfield be delegated to attend the conflict resolution workshop for municipal professionals being held October 21st in Winnipeg at their discretion.
With that read, any questions? Show of hands of those in support.
Oh, no, I have a question. Yeah. You said in Winnipeg, this is saying in Selkirk, Manitoba.
Oh, sorry, Selkirk.
In Selkirk, get a show of hands of those in support. That's unanimous, so carried. Then at this point here, we'll go to a closed meeting. Mover and a seconder to go to a closed meeting, please. Therrien, Warren. We'll go to a closed meeting at exactly 6:47.
Be it resolved that this meeting recess to in camera to discuss a matter that it is in its preliminary stages and respecting which discussion in public could prejudice a municipality's ability to carry out its activities or negotiations, and be it further resolved that all matters shall remain confidential until a report is made public.
Show of hands, those in support. Unanimous. Thank you. Thank you. We are back from a closed meeting at 7:25. Then we're prepared to go straight to an adjournment. Can I get a mover and a seconder to go to an adjournment, please?
Need a resolution to come out of closed meeting, please?
To come out of the closed meeting, can I get a mover and a seconder for that, please? Therrien and fuel.
And a vote.
Yeah, show of hands. Unanimous, so carried. Then we'll go to an adjournment. Gonna mover and a seconder to go to an adjournment, please. Kuczynski and Warren, show of hands. It's unanimous and is so carried. Thank you very much for your time, council, and people online and in person. Thank you.